If you are a man that has struggled with shoulder problems for quite a long time, I'm just going to tell you, last year, 2025, I actually helped men overcome more shoulder injuries than any other injury in their body. And I didn't really plan for that to happen. It was just a byproduct of the year. So what I learned from helping loads of blokes overcome these shoulder injuries, I've packaged into 5 rules, right? And we're going to go through them straight away. So I'm going to cover the 5 rules that fixed more shoulders, how to test your strength with numbers, and the mindset shift that will make everything stick. Because a lot of the time, yes, there is physical damage. However, we as men often get in our own way. So let's get cracking. For those that are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Paul Green. I'm a former British paratrooper, Special Forces Support Group operator. Been a PTI in the army for the best part of a decade. Trained thousands of elite soldiers, but I also coach men on my one-to-one program. And the amount of shoulder injuries, this bloke had a shoulder injury, this bloke shoulder injury, this bloke shoulder injury, this bloke had an ACJ injury and an internal rotator cuff. This bloke here with type 2 diabetes had a shoulder injury as well, rotator cuff, and anterior delta. I work with a lot of shoulder injuries, right? Rule number 1, the brutal reality of the situation is that you've probably not listened to your body for quite some time, and you've probably buried your head in the sand for quite some time, and you've actually not admitted that you've got an issue, so you've ended up turning a blind eye and saying, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's not fine. So the reality of the situation is you have to blame yourself. The moment you blame yourself, you can take full ownership, full responsibility for why this has happened, right? And even if it wasn't even your fault, it's your problem. You have to solve that problem. Nobody else's responsibility. It's not me. It's not a physiotherapist. It's not a physical therapist. It's not a sports masseuse. It's not some acupuncture nerd. Your problem, you have to solve it. So the moment you point the finger back at yourself and go, all right, it's up to me to solve it, you're going to be far better set up to actually attack this, right? So having that awareness and having that humility just to blame yourself is literally day one, right? It's a good thing that you can actually blame yourself and you can go, right, okay, what have I done in the past to potentially allow my shoulders to get weak as piss? Why are my shoulders in shit state? Why are they weak? Why are they not strong? All of these things, am I going to the gym? Am I training the strength of my shoulders? All of these things. Am I eating the right foods? Am I sleeping? All of these questions and the answers, you already know the answers. I don't know your answers, but you see where I'm going with this. You can blame yourself for this specific issue, right? Rule number 2, internal and external rotator cuff work. I've actually created a rotator cuff rehab and strength resource, and it's basically got reps, sets, exercise demonstrations. I'm talking you through every exercise. It's literally gold dust, and it's graded from white belt to black belt, and you just literally follow the sequence and it'll fix your shoulders, right? That resource is in the description of this video. Just click, get it, save it as a PDF, and it'll literally sort your shoulders out. Because most people have a discrepancy in the internal and external rotator cuff, and this is not exciting stuff to do. I'll literally tell you that for free, right? It's not exciting stuff to do. But what happens is that you have a massive imbalance between your external rotator cuff strength and your internal rotator cuff strength. When you have a huge imbalance in these two, your shoulder's going to sit naturally out and impingements might start to happen. And actually dislocated shoulders can be a massive likelihood by having a discrepancy in strength. Appreciate that you need to train both of these and make sure the strength level of both of these is the same. Now, again, with a resistance band, doing a hold, doing a certain movement, doing a few stretches, you don't get any appreciation of your current strength level. Do you? You don't. And that leads me to how you actually find out your strength level, right? So talked about the discrepancy, the massive. If you've got like 10 kilos or 12 kilos worth of internal rotation strength, but your external rotators is 3 kilograms, that means your internal rotator is 4 times stronger than your. They should be the same, right? And the gap, the weakness, is your priority, is your problem. It's nobody else's problem. It's your problem. So, test your strength. When we have injuries, when we have issues with our body, us as men enter a very emotional state, and it's all based off feelings. It's like, oh, it feels painful, I should avoid that. That person said that. That person does that. This feels good. This feels good. This gives me relief for 2 hours. This makes it feel better, feel more mobile for the rest of the day. These painkillers make me feel a certain way. Ice makes me feel better. All of these things are feelings-based solutions, right? Now, one thing that is crucial to your development is getting strong. Simple as that, right? However, you cannot get strong if you don't know the numbers. So you have to test your current shoulder ability, right? And now if I've said to you, internal external rotator cuff strength covers the basis for most shoulder issues, I'm talking 9 out of 10 shoulder issues, will be solved if you sort this out exactly like I've mentioned. As I say, with the with the resource I'm giving you for free in the description. We have to have numbers as the foundation. Now, I'm not saying that you have to test your numbers every single session. No. But make sure you are testing the numbers every 4 weeks to see that these numbers are increasing, and then eventually they're balanced, and then both increase together. Hopefully you appreciate what I mean by that. One thing I like to do with this is use the scales, your scales that you weigh yourself with, as a force plate.
For an effort of 3 seconds maximum, write down the numbers of both arms. If there's a big gap in those numbers, that's your problem. The imbalance is why your shoulder keeps giving you grief.
Right, so you now know how you can test. You can use a force plate that costs £5, $5, £10, $10. These force plates cost thousands. If you were to search force plate on the internet, they would charge you thousands. You've got a force plate in your house. So you can test your current internal external rotator cuff strength numbers perfectly. Data doesn't lie. So you do this, 3 seconds maximum effort. Get your score. Get somebody to take a photo of your score. Write the scores down. Internal, external, both arms. Your injured arm, your non-injured arm. And then retest every 4 weeks. Right? Do not stop when the pain is gone. This is one of the most common things, right? If you do this properly, if you follow the resource that I've given you, if you test yourself, you will become pain-free very quickly, a lot quicker than you would have ever thought, especially those of you that have been with these issues for years. If you do it right, you will get results ridiculously quickly, and I can say that from experience, right? So think, you've just proven that when you strengthen a specific area properly, pain goes away, an area gets stronger. So if you've proven that this thing works, why would you stop? Why would you stop getting the benefits from this? Right? So what I'm trying to say is, going back to rule number 1, blame yourself. This is probably a pattern that you have started doing in your life. You know, this is a pattern. This might be your knees as well. This might be your elbows. This might be your lower back. It is a pattern. The shoulder highlights the problem, and it's a bigger problem. And what I want you to do is really blame your mindset and your character for the main root cause problem, because it's your shoulder now. Is it your knee as well? Do you know what I mean? Have you let yourself slip? Have you let your standards slip as a man so that these things just start creeping into your life? Can you use this as a moment to make your personal standards a lot better? Eat more nutrient-dense foods. Get more sleep. Train the strength of your joints. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if you're blaming yourself and you're not stopping when the pain is gone, you're learning that shoulder injury and you're using that shoulder injury as a catalyst to strengthen the rest of your joints. And, oh, okay, I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen to the rest of my joints. I want to build strong joints, build resilient joints. I want to be athletic. I want my best years to still be ahead of me. That doesn't just happen for free, right? But you know this. But you might not have had an appreciation for the mindset type of stuff. So the 5 rules. Blame yourself for your shitty shoulders. Internal and external rotator cuff work will cure most shoulder issues. Not all, but most. If you notice a big gap in your internal and external rotator cuff strength, when you test the numbers, not resistance band, not a big gap in stretches, you have a high risk of dislocation. Make sure your numbers are at the foundation, your strength numbers, but also have one eye on your symptoms. Pain out of 10 when you are doing certain movements. Don't stop when the pain is gone, because you've proven to yourself that when you do the exercises, when you eat the nutrient dense foods, when you get the extra sleep, this will increase the capacity of a joint. This will reduce the pain, improve the strength, improve the function. You have proven that all of your excuses for the past few years were completely wrong. Why would you stop? The only reason you'd stop is because you're choosing comfort. If you do choose comfort and you do choose to be a creature, you're just going to snap back into old habits and receive all the consequences of those bad habits. You deserve it. Gentlemen, that is it from me. Hopefully you appreciate the video. Shoulder specific. A lot of experience. And I'd just like it if people just listened. The resources in the description. Follow it word for word. White belt to black belt. Very simple to follow. All the demonstrations are on there. Me talking through every exercise. Sets, reps, everything you need to sort your shoulder out. But remember, the most important thing I want you to take away from this video is don't stop when you are pain free. And use this as a moment to reflect, pause, and strengthen the rest of your joints.